Hello friends, in this video we will look at the question number 4 of the GATE 2021 question paper. So let us begin with the question number 4. Question number 4 is purely from computer organization, in which we are given an arrangement in which we have the memory address register, we have the memory data register, instruction register, then we have the program counter, and then we have 7 registers which are used as a scratch pad by the CPU, and then we have the arithmetic logic unit in which we have the temp1 and temp2 registers which will hold the temporary data, and the operations of ALU will be performed on temp1 and temp2 data, and then the results will be stored, as we can see from the arrow, into the temp2 register. So this is how the operations will be performed in the all the data will flow through the bus. So the memory address register will be given the address of the memory location we want to fetch. Then in the MDR register we will read or write the data that we want to put into the memory or take out from the memory. Similarly, instruction register will get the value from the memory address register or the MDR register, depending on whether it is a data or a instruction. Then the program counter will put the values of the next instruction that is to be read from the memory, and then the memory address register will fetch that particular memory, put it in the MDR, then it will be taken to the IR register and the instruction will be evaluated. So this whole concept, if you want to understand, then you have to look at the CPU registers concept, which is there in Morris menu, very well explained. And based on this arrangement, as you can see the directions of the arrow, from the memory address register we can just feed it the address, we cannot read from the memory address register. The MDR register we can read and write into, because here data will be put on onto the memory and read from the memory, both the operations will be performed. Similarly, instruction register will just contain the instruction which is to be deciphered. Program counter contains the instruction address that we have to read in the next cycle. The registers are used as a scratch pad, and the ALU will perform the arithmetic logic operations using the temp1 and the temp2 register. So let us start. They have given that the instruction R0 goes to R1 plus R2 has to be performed. So what R0 will contain the final answer, and the contents of R1 and R2 are to be added in and saved into the R0 register. Now they have given a sequence of instructions that has to be executed to perform these operations, and we have to they are saying that the following steps are to be executed in order to given the data path, and assume that the TC is incremented appropriately. So we have to start from the point where the program counter's contents are read, and then the whole operations are performed and the result is finally stored into R0. So let us look at the sequence of operations which is given to us. So we are given a subscript of R means read operation, and a subscript of W, as we can see here, means write operation. So here it is saying that the R2 is read, then temp1 is read, and the arithmetic logic unit is going to perform the add operation. So this is the actual operation we have to perform, but before that we have to bring the data into the temp1 register, which is not there right now. So let us look at next instruction. It says that the R1 is read and copied into the temp1 register. So this is the instruction that we want to execute, but before that the program counter needs to be read and the instruction needs to be fetched. So when we look at the third one, it says that the contents of the program counter are read, and accordingly it is written into the memory address register, and then the memory is read. So this is the first operation that we have to perform. We have to read the contents of the program counter, load it in the memory address register, allocate that particular address in the memory, and then read the contents of the memory. Now after we perform the read operation into the memory, from the memory, the data will be brought into the MDR register. So the fifth, after the third, the fifth one will get executed. In the fifth one, we will read the contents of the memory into the MDR register, and then we will write those contents into the instruction register. So memory contents are loaded into MDR, and from here read is performed and write is performed in the instruction register. So this 3 is the first instruction, 5 is the second instruction. After that we will perform the data fetching. So we can see here second instruction says that the contents of the R1 register are copied into the temporary register of the ALU. So this is the next operation. So 3, 5 and then 2. After that we have to bring the contents of the second variable. So second variable is R2, that is read. The temp1 is read and the ALU will perform the add operation and store the result in the temp2, that is the write operation is performed, and then temp2 is read and the results are stored into R0. So the sequence will be 3, 5, 2, 1, 4. So this is which option? This is the C option in the answers. So that is the correct order of executing these instructions. So I hope this video is useful to you and keep watching for more videos. Thank you.